Welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a single, highly revealing image that perfectly illustrates the hidden connection between our minor, everyday actions and massive urban infrastructure failures. We often view city infrastructure as this abstract, distant system, but as we're about to see, it's actually intimately tied to our personal habits. Why is the city flooding again? It's a question millions of urban dwellers ask during heavy rains, usually while stuck in gridlock traffic or, wading through murky water. It's so easy to just blame the weather or point fingers at city planners, but today we're going to trace that exact symptom all the way back to its very specific root cause. And honestly, the journey might just change how you view your daily commute. Section 1. The action, casual littering. Let's start with the first phase of this cycle. We're confronted right away with a bold statement. What you do. Imagine an arm reaching out of a commuter taxi, casually tossing garbage right into the street. It's just a split-second decision, right? Made purely for personal convenience, getting rid of trash from a cramped vehicle without a second thought about where it's actually going to land. What's really interesting here is the specificity of the items hanging there in midair. We've got a clear plastic water bottle, a blue snack packet, known locally as a cavera, and a discarded maize cob. This represents a very typical, everyday mix of organic and non-biodegradable waste that gets generated on the standard commute. And this little micro-action, it isn't happening in a vacuum. The vibrant background around it, the pedestrians, the boda motorcycle taxis, and the prominent business signs, it firmly places this right in the middle of a busy, densely populated East African urban environment, an environment that relies heavily on functional, shared infrastructure. Section 2. The accumulation. Choked infrastructure. So, we move to the next stage, what you cause. This is the undeniable consequence of those isolated individual actions. We're looking at a storm drain grate that has been completely, literally suffocated. It's no longer a drain, it's a landfill. This is the unseen buildup happening entirely out of sight beneath our tires and our feet day after day. When we break down the anatomy of this blockage, we see the exact same types of items that were just tossed from the taxi window. Dozens of crushed plastic water bottles, multiple white styrofoam takeaway food containers, tangles of plastic bags, including, of course, those distinct blue Cavera bags. All of it meshed together with trapped dirt and organic matter, and when you multiply that by hundreds of commuters, it forms an impermeable dam straight over the city's critical drainage infrastructure. The absolutely crucial point here is scale. There is a stark dissonance between dropping a few tiny items out a window and the overwhelming collective reality of a completely paralyzed drain. Sure, one plastic bottle feels like nothing, right? But 10,000 bottles tossed by 10,000 commuters? That creates a massive physical barrier that the city's gutters simply were not designed to handle. Section 3. The consequences. Urban flang. Which leads us straight to the massive systemic failure, aptly captioned, and what you complain about. A major city street is completely transformed into a muddy, impassable river. But here's the thing, the infrastructure has failed, not because the pipes are broken, but because the entry point was sealed shut by the very citizens trying to use the road above it. The evidence here is just staggering. We've got knee-deep brown floodwater stretching across the entire roadway. Commerce has practically ground to a halt. Taxis, private cars, and bodas are struggling to pass, their tires deeply submerged, risking severe engine damage. And pedestrians are actually forced to take off their shoes, carrying them in their hands as they wade barefoot through contaminated water, just to navigate a public sidewalk. This really drives home the reality that the flooding isn't merely an act of nature. It isn't just heavy rain. It's a direct mechanical failure caused by the blockage we just talked about. The infrastructure literally couldn't breathe. It couldn't swallow the rainwater because it was choking on the city's discarded plastics. The flood is triggered by the weather, yes, but it's manufactured by our own trash. Section 4. The irony. Cycle of complaints. Let's pull all of this together. This exact three-step progression perfectly maps the timeline of a single piece of trash. Step 1. What you do, that momentary convenience of littering. Step 2, what you cause, the silent accumulating damage of clogged drainage grids. And step 3, what you complain about, the massive community delay of wading through flooded streets. It traces the whole shebang right from a personal microaction to a very public macro disaster.
And it points out a really profound cognitive dissonance. Think about it. The citizens who are actively treating the street as a dustbin are the exact same people sitting in those stalled taxis and wading through water, lamenting the state of their city. The complaint is completely divorced from the action that caused it in the first place.
Seeing the full cycle like this, it serves as a powerful, literal map of cause and effect. It strips away the anonymity of the city and demands direct accountability from all of us. It proves there's no magical away when we throw things out. Actually, away is just the drain down the street, waiting to push that trash right back into your life during the next storm. So, I want to leave you with a critical reflection to carry into your daily commute. Next time you roll down the window or unwrap a snack on the go, ask yourself, are you just getting rid of trash, or are you actively creating tomorrow's flood and tomorrow's traffic jam? It's a powerful reminder that the quality of our shared spaces depends heavily on our smallest, seemingly insignificant choices. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope this changes how you view the streets around you.